I could die tomorrow. You could. Anybody can. John Travolta once said those words not as a warning, but as a reflection. They revealed a man who had learned, through experience, how fragile life truly is. By his early 70s, this awareness shaped how he lived, not with fear, but with intention. After decades of fame, loss, and reinvention, Travolta reached a point where urgency replaced ambition. Not the urgency to do more, but the urgency to do what matters. This wasn't about stepping away from life, but stepping deeper into it. He began simplifying, valuing moments over milestones. Friends noticed he spoke more about gratitude than success, about presence rather than plans. It wasn't dramatic, it was quiet. A man who had seen how quickly everything can change, choosing to live thoughtfully, carefully, and honestly, guided by the truth that nothing is guaranteed. Humble beginnings in a crowded New Jersey home. John Travolta was born on February 18, 1954, in Englewood, New Jersey, the youngest of 6 children in a working-class household. His father, Salvatore, ran a small tire shop and worried constantly about keeping the family afloat. His mother, Helen, brought creativity into their modest home, filling rooms with music from Broadway classics and old movie soundtracks. While money was tight, imagination was not. School was difficult for John. He was teased for his appearance and struggled with a stutter that made him withdrawn around classmates. Home, however, was different. There, he felt safe. He entertained his siblings with impressions, dances, and skits, discovering that performance gave him confidence. His mother noticed his spark and encouraged him toward theater. In that small house, surrounded by noise and warmth, John learned that creativity could be both escape and identity, finding purpose on stage at a young age. By the age of 12, John Travolta stepped onto a community theater stage and felt something click into place. His role in the play, Who Will Save the Plowboy, may have been small, but the reaction was unforgettable. He improvised, added humor, and felt the audience respond. For the first time, he wasn't invisible, he was seen. That moment planted a belief that never left him. Acting wasn't just fun, it was where he belonged. As a teenager, that sense of purpose outweighed fear. At 16, John made a bold decision, leaving home for New York City to chase acting full-time. With little money and no safety net, he took whatever work he could find. He washed dishes, delivered flowers, and slept in a YMCA bed at night. Every audition carried hope. Every rejection built resilience. He wasn't chasing fame yet, he was chasing belonging, television fame, and a sudden rise. In 1975, John Travolta landed the role that changed his life. As Vinnie Barbarino on Welcome Back, Cotter, he became the heart of the show almost instantly. His natural charisma, humor, and physical presence connected with audiences across the country. Suddenly, he wasn't just another struggling actor. He was a recognizable face. Fame came fast, and expectations followed. Rather than being trapped by the role, John expanded. In 1976, he starred in The Boy in the Plastic Bubble, delivering a performance filled with vulnerability and emotion. Critics took notice. Audiences felt something real. He had proven he could do more than comedy. He could move people. This period marked the shift from television star to serious actor. Opportunities multiplied, and the industry began to see him as a leading man with depth, not just charm. Chatiru bis mir to becoming a cultural icon overnight. The year 1977 transformed John Travolta into a global phenomenon. Saturday Night Fever wasn't just a film, it was a cultural moment. His portrayal of Tony Manero captured the rhythm, restlessness, and dreams of a generation. The dancing, the music, the confidence, all of it felt electric. At just 23, John earned his first Academy Award nomination and became instantly iconic. The white suit, the swagger, the soundtrack, they defined an era. Fame reached levels few experience. With it came pressure, scrutiny, and the weight of expectation. Amid flashing lights and constant attention, John also experienced deep personal emotions, including his first profound romantic relationship. While success soared, life behind the scenes was far more complicated. The balance between public image and private reality became harder to maintain, setting the stage for challenges that fame alone could not prevent, career stumbles and hard lessons. After the enormous success of Grease and Saturday Night Fever, the early 1980s brought a sobering shift. John Travolta's career momentum slowed as several projects failed to connect with audiences. Films like Blowout earned critical respect, but modest box office returns. Others, such as Two of a Kind and Staying Alive, struggled under the weight of expectations. Missed opportunities added to the frustration, including turning down major roles that later became iconic. For the first time, John faced uncertainty. The industry that once embraced him grew quieter, yet he kept working. These years taught him humility and patience. Stardom, he learned, is never permanent. What matters is endurance. Instead of quitting, he refined his craft, waiting for the right moment. That patience would soon be rewarded in a way no one anticipated. A career reborn through reinvention. In 1994, an unexpected opportunity arrived. Quentin Tarantino offered John Travolta a role in Pulp Fiction, a film that would redefine his career. The character was flawed, unconventional, and far from the leading men he once played. John embraced it fully. The result was a remarkable comeback. Audiences and critics rediscovered him, not as a former heartthrob, but as a versatile actor unafraid of risk. Success followed quickly. Over the next several years, he starred in major films, earning substantial income and rebuilding his standing in Hollywood. Financial success allowed him to invest in what he loved most. Aviation became more than a hobby. It became a passion. He built a life that reflected freedom, control, and personal joy, proving that reinvention is possible at any stage. Love, family, and unimaginable loss. While his career found new strength, John Travolta's personal life carried deep sorrow. In the late 1970s, he lost his first great love, Diana Hyland, to cancer, a devastating experience during his early rise to fame. Years later, he found lasting partnership with actress Kelly Preston. Their marriage brought stability, laughter, and 3 children. Fatherhood grounded him in ways fame never could. Then in 2009, tragedy struck when their son Jet passed away after a seizure. The loss was shattering. John openly described it as the most painful experience of his life. Grief reshaped everything. In 2020, he faced another heartbreak when Kelly Preston passed away after a private battle with illness. These losses altered his priorities permanently, reinforcing the importance of family, presence, and emotional honesty over all else. Whereas choosing privacy, healing, and purpose. After Kelly's passing, John Travolta stepped back from the public eye, not to disappear, but to protect what mattered most. He focused on being present for his children, Ella and Benjamin, offering stability and guidance during a time of profound change. He spoke openly about grief as a process, something lived with rather than overcome. His lifestyle became quieter, work became selective. He embraced passions that brought peace, especially aviation, where flying represented freedom and focus. At his Florida estate, he found routine and calm. He continued acting, but only in projects aligned with his values. This phase of life wasn't about endings, it was about intention. John wasn't walking away from life. He was choosing how to live it, deliberately and thoughtfully, grounded by love and responsibility. A legacy defined by presence, not fame. Today, John Travolta's story is not one of decline, but of clarity. After decades of success, heartbreak, and reinvention, he stands as a man shaped by experience rather than image. His greatest role now is being a father, guiding his children with compassion and respect. He values time, connection, and peace more than applause. His life reminds us that fame fades, money fluctuates, but presence endures. Travolta's journey shows that survival isn't about avoiding pain, but learning how to carry it without losing yourself. He continues forward, not chasing what once was, but honoring what remains. In doing so, he offers a powerful lesson. A meaningful life is not measured by how loudly it is lived, but by how honestly.